remaining calm, trusting my baby, trusting my body, trusting the labor and birth process, trusting my birth team, and also the encouragement and support I had from my birth team. Crystal here. Welcome back to episode 6 of my home birth series. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new here and you have not seen all of my other videos I've done so far, then please go check those out. They're on the home birth playlist. And if you have not seen my home birth video yet and you're interested in that, I have 2 versions of the home birth video. One of them is a raw version and the other one is a more edited, cut down version. Today I'm going to be talking about contractions and what I did to manage the pain during contractions in my home birth. I'm going to be going through these techniques for you from the very, very early contractions when labor just started all the way to the contractions leading up to pushing my baby out. In early labor, when the contractions just started, I was still able to lay in bed and just breathe through the contractions, kind of prepare my mind, prepare my body for what was to come, and to go over those birth affirmations that I was practicing throughout my entire pregnancy. When the contractions picked up just a little bit, at that point, I was able to manage them by leaning over a counter and kind of just swaying my hips left and right, back and forth. Eventually, that led me onto the birth ball, where I kind of did the same thing, and then even just like rotated my hips in circles and half circles back and forth. And that kind of helped me as I was breathing through the lighter contractions. Once the contractions picked up a little bit more as I was entering early active labor, I would say, what helped me was getting on my hands and knees and having Kyle use a wrap, something like a Rebozo wrap, if you haven't heard of those yet. Those are common for birth doulas and for midwives to use to kind of either assist in helping with the contractions, or also to get baby to move in the position that they need the baby to move in if they're skilled in that. I'm going to show you with this swaddle right here kind of what Kyle did for me. So I was on my hands and knees, and then Kyle would wrap this around my stomach like so. So this is my stomach here. My stomach's hanging and all of the weight is hanging right here, and Kyle would lift up the sides to basically hold the weight of my stomach up during the contraction. When I was having the contractions, my stomach was tightening up a lot and almost like sucking in, but the heavy weight of the baby and holding and bearing all that weight myself during the contraction actually made it worse. So when he would pick up and hold some of that weight, it just eased a lot of the tension. As labor progressed, I got into the bathtub, and the warm water definitely did help with the pain. It helped soothe me and everything. And from that point, I just instinctively started pouring water with a cup on my stomach during the contraction. I would slowly let the water run over my stomach. I would have enough water for the entire contraction, and then as it kind of calmed down, I didn't need to use the water. And that helped a ton with the pain management. It just kind of took my mind off of the pain of the contraction or the intensity of the contraction. I don't know if it's kind of like a mental trick, but yeah, it worked really great for me. As I was transitioning, not a lot helped with the pain. It definitely was intense, but I'd say at that point, breathing, remaining calm, trusting my baby, trusting my body, trusting the labor and birth process, that really helped. As far as like something physical that helped, I had Kyle hovering over the bathtub and holding the weight of my stomach during the contraction, while the birth doula who had just arrived, she was putting counter pressure on my lower back. At that point during transition, when my water broke, I was kind of like in a plank position in the bathtub. It was pretty uncomfortable, but I wanted to have my belly submerged in water because that was what felt the best. So with my belly submerged in water, that's what was happening. Kyle was assisting, and then she was assisting me. Once the midwives finally arrived and the birth pool was filled up, I did try laboring in there, and it was super comfortable as far as like the warm water being on me. At that point, I was trying to start to push, and I wasn't really getting any grounding for pushing. So from there, even though I didn't want to get out of the birth pool, I got out of the birth pool. I suggested trying to go on the bed. I tried laboring on my side in the bed, and that wasn't very comfortable. The contractions intensified at that point, and then tried laboring on my back, and that was when the contractions got the worst. So at least the pain management for me, the pain intensified when I was laying on my back during contractions, which is very interesting to me because if you're in the hospital, most likely they are going to have you laboring on your back. I'm just so grateful that I allowed my body, I trusted my body to get into different positions during labor. It was super uncomfortable moving around and getting into a new position, but I'm so glad I did because there are so many other positions that helped me. Like at one point, Kyle was sitting on the edge of the bed. He was supporting my upper body as I was squatted down and trying to push. And that did help a lot. But I found the most relief in those pushing stage contractions when I was actually on my hands and knees. And that is when I actually got progress in pushing my baby out. So during the pushing stage of labor, I would say the squatting position for me and on my hands and knees was the best for pain management. And another thing is, I have to say, aside from all of the actual physical ways to manage pain and to lessen the severity of the contractions, I would say breathing was key. Long, deep belly breaths, in through the mouth, out through the mouth, not in through the nose because I was doing that at first, but you need a lot more air than that. So in through the mouth, out through the mouth, and remaining calm, trusting my baby, trusting my body, trusting the labor and birth process, trusting my birth team, and also the encouragement and support I had from my birth team. So before I ever went into labor, I kind of thought that encouraging words and kind of like a pep talk during labor was a little bit silly and unnecessary. I'm like, I can do this, that's just kind of how I am. But when you are in the trenches of labor and birth, having that birth team, having your birth partner, motivating you, encouraging you with supportive, uplifting words and reminders for your breathing, that made all the difference in the world, and it totally helped me stay aligned in what I was trying to do. Yeah, my husband kind of, whispering into my ear, to remind me to take deep breaths, especially during the pushing stage, to keep my breathing slow and, steady. That was a great reminder, and it helped with the pain management for sure. And then just my birth team encouraging me along the way of how great of a job I'm doing and the progress that I'm making. That definitely helped too. I hope that you found all of these tips helpful. If there's something I might have missed or something you have a question about that maybe I might be able to help you with, just leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss the next video. It's going to be out a lot sooner than this last one was. And I'm so sorry it took me so long to get to this episode 6 of my home birth series. We were sick, we had a lot going on, the holidays and everything like that. So be on the lookout for the next video because it will be out a lot sooner than this one was. With that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.